some of these people.
And I be hoping, whenever I hear about some kind of crazy shit going on, I be hoping, Lord, please don't let it be black. Please don't let it be black. Just like back in the day when all this crazy stuff was going on. You was hoping, oh Lord, don't let them be black.
Because we don't want to be representing nothing like that.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good whatever. Welcome to another happily distinguished episode of Black Men, Old Black Men Conversations. I am your co-host, David H. Dudley III, aka Sweet Sunny D, aka Cakey, aka Baker. And you are?
And I'm Jake Walker, big head talker. They call me Boy Wonder. My friend.
Oh, I'm still the real Cliff Barnes.
Dang it! It's funny how that never changes. Huh?
Yeah, man.
Well, you know, I don't need aliases. I don't need aliases.
You know, Barnes. What niggas you know in America named Barnes?
Well, all my relatives are from Panama.
Oh, wow.
So I don't.
So they build barns in Panama.
Apparently.
No, they don't.
Or they at least make them, breed them.
They make them and live in them.
Yeah. So you know.
Welcome to the world.
Yeah, I got a question. It's been bugging the heck out of me.
Why every time you come here you got a question?
That's because that's the kind of guy I am. I'm a questioning nigga.
He's inquisitive.
Well, you won't mind if I be wondering.
No, I can question, you can wonder, and he can just be normal.
Yeah, he's going to be.
He said, boy, wonder.
What's the question?
The question is, what in the hell is in the water in Tennessee and Kentucky where these people, these white people, are going butt naked crazy over these damn guns? What the hell is their problem? What in the hell is in the water?
I don't know if it's in the water, but they got it somehow.
I wonder how you separate the difference, you know, if you're making a chemical, how do you make one make people suicidal and then one that makes them just want to kill people? You know?
Yeah.
You know, what kind of madness is that? You know, I thought we was going to be prepared for a biological war. I'm just worried about the poison. You know? Exactly right. You worried about the poison.
They polluting everything as it is.
No, they doing something else psychologically to us with it. Yeah, well, I wasn't prepared for that. You know.
I don't know. You just got to figure out how they're doing it.
I know, but it makes you stop trusting shit like Alka-Seltzer. You don't know. I can't take nothing for that. I go in there and get NyQuil right now, but we worried if I'm going to be overdosing myself on NyQuil.
Well, I don't
I
know.
don't know, man. I just be thinking, how a motherfucker walk into a place, look around, say, you know what, you niggas is crazy, pull out his shit and start shooting. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's still a form. Didn't he used to call that revolutionary suicide, right? He's representing a certain way of thinking, you know.
I don't know.
White America.
Well, you know, like, there's some of
you know he's going to die for it.
Some of these people.
And I be hoping, whenever I hear about some kind of crazy shit going on, I be hoping, Lord, please don't let it be black. Please don't let it be black. Just like back in the day when all this crazy stuff was going on. You was hoping, oh Lord, don't let them be black.
Because we don't want to be representing nothing like that.
When you know what. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
I mean, we're saying it right, but it's something they're doing, man, to us all. I mean, that's what makes us understand it even better.
Might be subliminal on the TV.
Remember, we thought about that in the 70s, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
think,
Why things haven't really changed? They've just escalated. What the hell?
Now, I tell you what, I think that heightness of black folks when stuff happens saying, God, I hope he's not black. Yes, we don't want to be represented like that, but I think the DC sniper prompted us all to be like, okay, we need to voice these hopes.
Reevaluate.
Because once we found out the DC sniper was black, it was like, oh, Lord. How, God?
and then some people had the nerve to know him. What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, people in our family? Well, extended family.
Yeah, extended.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's
Maybe there's some awareness that the people outside the families don't, aren't considering, when we meet and stuff,
yeah.
Like what?
I mean, there was a time when you couldn't do shit without somebody knowing that you're doing something that's outside the box, and that shit would get back to your parents.
Well,
That's
it's
true,
It's even
but-
worse now because you got the social media, and everything happens like
Like
that.
you said, it could be subliminal there, where they know they got the most attention, they could go subliminal. And then that makes us seem a little slow when we normally keep up on all that shit like that.
Well, I think that's the problem. The problem is social media because stuff is getting back or getting to before we know it, right?
Or when
So instead of being on top of it and being a village that takes care of their people, we're behind it because the shit done already happened and it's gone and it's out of control.
Yeah, find out about it, but it's happening. You're right. It's right in the middle of it. It's hard to keep up with all that technology.
Start raising families where the parents have control of the media that comes within the house.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Good luck with that.
They did at one point because I can recall buying my daughter not one, but 2 phones. And she lost the first one because she was too damn young to have it. You know what I mean? And that's where the kids are getting it from because we're giving it to them. And we're giving it to them because it makes it more convenient for us to keep in contact with them, or so we think.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. Maybe not so much keep in contact with them, maybe survive them. I mean, I'm not trying to say that, schools are just for, babysitting.
well,
It is a convenience. It is a convenience.
Where did that come from? Where did that come from? Schools are just for babysitting.
That's the way. That's the new protest of education, ain't it? Right now.
That's been around.
Yeah,
Because
we all knew
People, their kids was out of control and all this stuff, and they just sent them to school, and then they sent them to school sick. Then the whole class is running around sniffling. So I mean, no, that's 6 hours. That's 6 hours of
I think it has
babysitting.
something to do
Where are
with the
these
power
people
of
from?
video.
Because my thinking was never like that.
Mine either. But the whole point is there's people like that. And they're just sending their kids to school so they have 6 hours of free time. Or 8.
Exactly what I said.
Well, if you're going to send them to school for that, you're going to have the free time any damn way because you're not paying attention.
Well, hey, the thing is,
But
you
see-
also ain't working.
Yeah, and
Like
then, you
who-
end up going
who
against
you
the
calling
law.
a bum?
The law says that's considered abandonment. The law says it's considered abandonment if you ain't paying enough attention. Right now they're protesting about how they homeschool them. They're saying that they're gonna start coming and checking in with the parents personally in your home,
But
so they can monitor
But-
if your child is learning from anything.
But-
And
but-
there's been
but-
some failures.
But if
Yes.
you're homeschooling, there is a central school you go to once a week, twice a week to make sure you're learning.
No.
No, that's if you're in like a co-op. So like,
Yeah.
my little brother was homeschooled. They joined a co-op, so they would go to things with other kids. But you don't necessarily have to.
Yeah, because that's just monitoring.
There is
You know,
an
it's still
accreditation thing,
monitoring.
like you gotta do out of some like workbooks or something. Because I know my mom had to get stuff to
Yeah.
make sure she was on top of it, but you don't have to be in a group thing.
Yeah, weren't the girls and Christian? They were homeschooled.
They were home. Yeah, they were homeschooled until about second or third grade. And they did the co-op thing, but I think that was just Megan going with mom. I don't know if it was formal like that, but yeah.
Yeah, that seems odd.
Anybody looked into the percentage of kids that actually are being educated from their, you know, like say the first 3 years of
Well, you know what? I do know this. When my grandkids who were homeschooled, as he was saying, up to a point, when they went into the public schools, what we learned was they were ahead of the public schools.
Of course.
Yeah, and that's why I'm for homeschooling if parents can do it. Well, okay, I'm half and half because when my brother Wally was going through them early years, I was like, man, he need to be around kids. This is crazy. But he is a lot smarter than me or my sister, and I'm like, he knows shit now. I don't know if it's valuable shit because it's school, but but he knows it, and
My
you know.
parents were always hard on math.
I got
Me,
my A.
you know,
Mhm.
and so that's the only time I had with them, and when I got to be calculated or be calculated.
No
You
pun
know what I'm
intended. No pun intended. Got to be calculated with my math.
I had to do that with her in front of her, and I did. When I go back to school the next day, there was this stuff I knew about the math that, you know, it seemed like the other kids weren't up on all the time, you know, and it would bore me. And then after a while, I was literally falling asleep in class and stuff, you know. Or daydreaming.
That's because
you
you
know,
was because you was staying up too late.
I know. Well, I wasn't
That's why you nodding out.
TV went off at 10 o'clock. I stare at the Indian for a while.
10 o'clock. Man,
Yeah, let's-
we had to be in bed by 9. If we
Really?
wasn't asleep by 9:30, that switch came out beating in the bed.
I don't know. My mom was kind of cool about that part. She knew it'd take us a while to just go to sleep, you know. So the TV worked like a little no sound radio and a nightlight at the same time. And she would just let us, and then every once in a while, she'd come up about a half hour later and say, you know, y'all turn that TV off, you know? Like that. And we'd be laughing because we say, see how sharp they is? She could hear the TV was on.
So actually, that's a good thing. So around what time was it when TV like turned off? Not in your household. It just like there was no TV that was on. What years was them?
Usually,
It was always TV.
TV
I mean,
used
what-
to go off or come on. ABC didn't come on until 3 o'clock in the afternoon,
I don't know. I
and
did
then
some time down on
it
the
would
East
go
Coast.
probably till midnight.
Yeah, and then just be snow.
Yeah, that's
Well,
the snow.
sometimes they have a
little thing going.
a test pattern.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then it would beep,
Yeah.
so you could turn the beep down, and the light would still be on.
That's right. You're
But
right.
there wasn't nothing there. Then, I mean, you know, but the test pattern. But then the test pattern would go off. There would just be snow until the next day. But
Tough
you didn't have 24-hour TV until the 60s,
I don't know if it was in the
70s.
60s.
No,
Maybe
Well,
late
I had
70s.
TV in
The
the
70s.
50s. I had
Well,
TV
cable
in the
came
50s.
out in the 70s.
50.
Well,
I
cable was
4.
already out because
No, but I mean when they made
At
it
4, I
practical
had,
and people, you know, it was affordable. But it's now, you know, like
well, cable was like a pay-per-view because
yeah. Well, no, you just pay by the month, just like your contract, like your phone or anything else.
Well,
y'all be in the
I-
50s one minute,
I just-
2000 next and stuff.
I just know that
where y'all settling down.
that in Moses, I just know that in Moses Lake
Uh-huh. And you saw?
there was a big fight on TV, but you had to have cable, and we had it. It was Archie Moore and Cassius Clay
Yeah,
before he was Muhammad Ali.
but
Well, he was always Muhammad Ali.
I mean,
but-
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was Cassius Clay.
yeah.
His mama named him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay.
Now what's my name?
No, what's-
Oh, they did the whole
what's my
thing.
name?
They
Yeah.
did the whole story right there. And it was just like, it wasn't nothing but one person being too cocky and the next one being a bully and stuff, you know.
No, it was about drumming up business for the fight. Is what it was about.
It was supposed to have been the hype,
It's
but,
about
you know,
it's about publicity.
And I think that's what Muhammad Ali, he was
He was a great
an
hype.
advertised, like he was a
he was
walking
Don King. He
advertisement.
could have been a
Absolutely.
Don King
You know?
Yeah.
he
of a fight, but
that-
then they would have still came to him with that, well, improve it, you
Well,
know.
yeah, and I'd
then
say-
he went out there and did it, you know. And then you can't talk no more.
Except you get to calling him names and you start attacking character, and I think that's the unfortunate part of sports is that when somebody is great and they are a showman in the sense that I'm getting you to put eyes on what I do,
right.
and that people misconstrue that and be like, oh well, you're this
Well,
kind of
I
athlete, or you're
think
this
the
and you're
media
that.
has a
It's
lot
like,
to do with
nah.
that, though. I think the media
Well,
has
the
a lot to do
media,
with
yeah,
that.
because
And
right now
because-
they're in control.
Right, because they mischaracterized.
You
They showed when Muhammad and Joe Frazier was having their epic bouts, and you saw the dummy, you know, and the smart guy, right? But what you didn't see was when those cameras was gone. Hey man, what do you need?
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, I got you.
Sure.
Hey, let me give you this. Let me help you with that.
And then I'm
Well,
gonna
you didn't
sock
see
you
all
so
that.
hard in your damn
But that was their gig.
What you get?
That was their gig. That's what they did. But how could they hang out with anybody else other than themselves?
Exactly.
Well, that's their game.
Yeah,
I mean,
Well,
that was the thing.
That's
for
what
them.
that's what most
Boxers.
athletes.
Yeah, I
And-
think boxers.
I
and-
think any
journalists.
genre. I think entertainers are the same way. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
it gets
who
like
do you
that.
hang out with?
See, that's why that song "To the Sea"
Hey.
by the Sons of Champlin meant so much to me because in that he says,
Who the hell are they?
Sons of Champlin?
Yeah,
They're kind of a spiritual. You,
no shit.
You
Oh.
can't say shit spiritual.
I heard
Sons
that.
of Champlin.
Sons of Chapel.
Sons of
Yeah,
Champlin.
Sons of
Wait a minute, you didn't change the name
Circle
already.
Field
No,
of Love.
I don't know.
Like
I
that.
don't know.
think
I don't
that's
know.
it.
I don't know the group.
Yeah, it ain't
just
like
have-
when we were
I
studying
just
all
have
that other
heard the
stuff,
name.
mandrill and all that, fence walking and all that.
When did they come out?
Mandrill?
No.
Oh, Circle.
Sons of Champlin.
They've been out for a while too, man. They look like a 70s or 80s group.
Hey, I just heard the name. I don't know. I couldn't.
I didn't know it until the white boy was playing it, and I was sitting. You know, you get out amongst white folks, and for some reason, I get a little country. I ain't figured
little?
out why. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you start hearing it. You know, you can hear it. Yeah. You know, you can hear it.
No, I tell you, my country experience. That's all that was on the radio in the early to mid '50s.
Well,
You didn't have no
I was raised
soul
in Moses
station,
Lake.
Well, you know
no
what?
The most
R&B.
country I done heard
In
came from
Asheville,
Portland,
North
Oregon.
Carolina, when I was growing up in the hills of Great Smoky Mountains, wasn't nothing but hillbilly music.
Well, of
Hey,
course.
Cliff, can you not
What-
kick the thing?
It's like friendly. It's like friendly music to
I don't know
them.
about-
You know.
Yeah, it's like,
No.
oh, they're gonna see them blinded. They got, I say, let me know.
Funny how that's the only word you hear. That's the only word you recognize.
Yeah, they are. They say a lot. I done listened to a little bit of this
But
song.
no, I mean,
They
well,
say a lot, man. They get away with it.
Ray Charles is some of his first songs were,
Yeah,
he covered country
And you know,
songs.
and then and back when I was coming up, they didn't say country music. They said hillbilly music. Remember them hillbillies?
And then, well, there was hillbilly, there's bluegrass,
Jimmy Dean.
there's country,
Jimmy Dean,
and
yeah.
western.
Jimmy Dean and what that other boy that
Jimmy
played.
Dean got the sausages.
Yeah,
He
same
played
Jimmy
guitar.
Dean.
Same one?
same
Yeah,
Jimmy Dean.
Yeah, he used to play
Them
guitar.
country
He said,
sausages.
I made a sausage, wrote a song about it. Like, here you go.
And it's soul sausages.
He did Big Bad John.
Yeah.
That was it. You know,
And
Tennessee Ford, Screen
Ten-
Door.
They call him Tennessee or the Ford. Tennessee.
That's Tennessee.
It's the end of the
No, man.
world.
No. You coming up too fast, man. So you went in that other warp again. Man.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, it's like country music. That's, back in the day.
I don't know. It's supposed to be friendly music.
Hank Williams
I found out
Sr.
it's
all
friendly
of
to
them
their
guys.
women. It's friendly to their women. See, if you relate to that country music and there's a woman around, watch how they look at you, man. They look at you totally different.
They do. How do they look at you?
Like they would look at Nat King Cole or somebody like that.
What the hell are you talking about?
He had a
They'd
TV
be
show.
envious, man. A bit.
Nat King Cole
I'm
had
telling you.
a
The
15-minute
difference of
TV
how
show.
a white man might react to you for being in the music, like what you had in Bernie and Samuel did. You remember in the movie? What was the movie? Samuel Jackson and
Oh,
Bernie
Soul
Mac.
Man.
There you go.
Soul Man.
Soul Man. Remember
Okay.
when he went to the country bar and everything, and Samuel got down there and was just getting with it? They look at them all a totally different way than they look at a person. If you be sitting back frowning at the shit, like, I don't like this. They just figure you ain't friendly.
Yeah, well, it's like traveling and going to small towns and stuff. Everybody knows.
I know,
Everybody.
you bold for that.
Everybody.
Man. You bold for that.
Everybody knew each other except you.
Yeah.
And you had them. My boy used to say that some of them towns are so small that you didn't break up with somebody, you just lost your turn.
That's wrong, man.
Because everybody, that, right? So you come in there, and first you're a stranger. Second, you're wearing a different shade, so you ain't the same color, and so
Yeah, they're
there's always
I
that.
always try to figure out why they said they couldn't read us well.
Because we can't read them well neither.
I don't
until
know.
they
I
act
think
the
I read
fool.
them pretty good. I think I read them pretty good.
Well, there you go. So they're just, obviously they can't read you as well as you can read
I
them.
always try to figure out why, man.
Why?
I could, portray a more friendlier character to them. You know what I'm saying?
Cultural differences.
It's like how you would shake hands with a white person. How would you shake hands with a white person?
I would probably just use my hand and shake hands with them.
Are you talking about doing like
And then-
the presidential handshake versus the homie handshake or something?
Yeah.
I'm just talking about, how would you greet him?
No, you
Asians they had their shit in their sleeves and shit like that, and they just come up and bow. They don't even touch.
Whoa, okay,
Like I
wait
said,
a minute.
you know what I'm saying?
What
Cultural
year are we talking about?
I'm just talking about in general as far as
I don't know what.
how we go about greeting them.
I greet everybody the same way.
What do you do?
What? It's just like in the Middle
don't
East. It's like in the Middle East. You don't offer your left hand to shake.
You know what?
That's
Yeah, I just
insulting.
don't offer my hands unless
Look,
they're
you-
responding. Yeah, man.
I follow. If someone comes up to me I don't know,
Uh-huh.
I wait.
That's what you do.
I wait.
That's what you wait.
If they
You
gonna
say
do
this,
this, I
then
do
that,
this.
then you.
If we gonna do this, we do that. Whatever the hell it is, I wait and let them lead.
If
Yeah,
there's no
well,
handshake, there's no
But
handshake.
then, but then you got other nationalities. Just because you're black, they trying to give you the black handshake,
Or what they
or
perceive.
their
Yeah.
or their version.
That's what I do.
All right, have any of y'all had a white person come up and initiate a black handshake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it be a successful one, or did it go horribly wrong?
That's a good
most-
question. That's what. That's
most
the
of the
question
time-
I was trying to get to. You know?
most of the time it went okay because the person that's doing it hung out with a bunch of diverse people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so, it's like everybody was, hey, what's up? But you only do like the first part,
grip,
you
the
know,
grip,
you,
the
you
grip.
don't,
You
you
give
don't
them the
go
grip.
off
You
like
just give them the
when
grip.
the fellas do it, it's back
Yeah.
and forth and up and down.
See, that's what I met President Bush Jr.
Uh-huh.
And he pulled me in. I mean, I got caught up in the fanfare of it all. He was like, I had a name tag on. Forgot I had a name tag. He was like, my man CJ. And I was like, the president knows my name? What the hell? And he was like, come on here and get a picture. And he grabbed my camera out my hand and gave it to his security. One of the Secret Service said, take a picture of me and my man CJ. This white presidential gentleman grabbed me and he did the perfect homie handshake. He said, God, pulled it in. I said, what? And there's a picture online on my Facebook still of me and that president, who I'm not a fan of, let me be clear. But I was cheesing so hard. I was just like, y'all don't even know what just happened. This man just dapped me up. And I'm sure this was like right after the Kanye shit. Where he said President Bush doesn't like black people, so I was convinced that he had been practicing, and I was the first one he saw, and he was like, gonna test it out. But
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
You know?
so you forget you got the name tag on.
I did.
And he said,
This started from country
CJ,
music.
and then you stop and go,
Country music.
they are watching.
I was like, boy, they got eyes everywhere, don't they?
Everywhere. They must be listening too.
That's what I'm saying. You know, from country music.
But yeah,
There can be the diversity there too. They call it friendly music.
Well, you know what? Country there is a lot of diversity. The further south you go, the more of us you see involved with it.
and then on
It's
top
not
of
just
that,
one or two at the bar. It may be 4 or
You know, I
5.
believe
But
we
it's-
were-
but-
we were
but
the-
usually
our
it's a
inspiration
story.
was always going to be gospel.
but usually
You know,
it's,
we sung
it's-
the gospel.
Yeah, but
You know.
but usually it tells a story. I lost
Yeah.
this person. I lost
Yeah,
that.
but they're good music.
all
You're
my
right.
all my exes
All
live
that,
in
all that
Texas.
good music.
And it's
you know,
I done heard them
it's
doing
nothing
some
but
other
the
shit
blues
too.
with the
you
twang.
know.
See, and that's the thing. Because I've never been a fan of country music, but I think it's because there's the stigma of country music. I'm just like, that's not what we do.
Well,
that ain't
what
my
is the
thing.
stigma
Well,
of-
so that's the thing. My girl, she loves country music. So I have been listening to it, and yes, they are like today's, so they're more like pop country.
Yeah,
But
that's
I'm like,
crossover
even that, I'm
country.
like, you know what? That's not that bad. I don't know what stigma I had in my mind.
See?
I think it's the twang, and I'm just not, I don't like
But-
that.
but it-
Well,
but-
howdy!
Yeah,
And then all that bucking and all, okay. Nah, I don't like country music no more.
Have you ever been to like a seniors dance party or something?
Like a sock hop?
What the fuck
No,
are you
no,
talking
no.
about?
You ever been to a seniors dance
You
party?
mean senior like old folks or
Yeah,
Or seniors like us.
or like a or,
No,
or
no,
like
I
a,
wouldn't say like
or
that.
like your senior year at the prom.
I don't know.
That was a senior dance.
But I remember when at one time that was the only dance a lot of people knew.
What?
Bucket
Oh, bucket. Well, you see, I do that. I don't know. It's something about tight jeans and cowboy boots and
And that's right.
clapping
You
on
can
1 and
feel your
3.
feet.
It makes me feel
And
weird.
then,
Yeah.
And then every now and then somebody just yell out bullshit for no apparent
For
reason.
no reason.
Yeah.
No reason.
Now, I will say this. I had a cousin who married a lady, and I'm not sure if I crashed their reception or not, but I was there. And her side of the family had line dancing going on. And when I tell you, I had me a good old time.
Which one was this?
You
The
faced
one
it
where
like
Doug
Sandy.
took a bunch of pictures.
You faced
Oh,
it like
Carl.
Sandy.
I was trying not to say people's names. But I'm going to tell you what, that line dancing, once we got the little steps, it was the electric slide white version.
It's the hustle.
You know?
White for
You
hustle.
know.
It was a white for hustle.
They
man.
called
was
it,
a white for hustle.
I loved it.
But we ain't never stopped
but-
thinking
but-
about them not being tap dancers and
No,
stuff
but
like
the
that.
thing
They always did the little
all-
feet dance.
we always
Yep.
had line dances. We always like
Yeah,
black
remember
folks,
karate?
you know. Oh, but no, way back.
Mm-mm.
You remember a dance called the Madison?
No.
Yeah. Da, da,
No, but and the dude would sit up there and he would talk the song. He would go, okay, now everybody. listen.
I know, you know what? I saw a video,
Everybody
and I
do
had saved
right.
it at one point, and it was
And they were-
old school. It was saying we've been doing electric slide dances since the
Imagine
'70s.
that.
Then it became the hustle. Then it
Mhm.
became the electric slide. And I mean the whole thing about it is
And then
It's-
the
it's
cha-cha slide.
but it's a social thing because when when the electric slide comes on, people go up their partner list. They all just
Right,
get
man.
together.
It was
And
like
we, and we, and
50
we, we
don't
used to
have-
call it the meat market.
You know?
Well, now
The
now
meat market's on.
yeah, well now that's all the cha-cha slide. That's what. All right, everybody gets up and then they to the left.
To that.
And and they
Right,
yeah. So it's I definitely think those songs. It's funny to think that that's a black thing because we've been doing it so long. But line dancing again ain't nothing. It's the same thing, different music. You know what I mean? And so it's funny to think
But I mean,
white people ain't got no rhythm. They got rhythm. It's just weird rhythm. They got it.
Yeah. And
gotta
it
figure
takes
out how
a
to
while.
get
It takes a while to get everybody clapping
You
at
know?
the same pace. But other than that,
I wonder where that came from.
No,
What?
Why?
don't say that. There's a whole lot of people.
because
Including
because-
my wife. My wife
because their
sits
sister
there
off
and
a beat.
does this offbeat clap that I can't even get to.
Yeah.
On the song, too.
I'm blessed. I looked out. My fiance, who is white, has all the rhythm. So I'm so glad. I don't have to feel weird about when we go to a club and we dance. I don't have to be like, babe, I don't want to do
You know what
this.
you do? You know how you handle that? You turn your back and do your own thing.
Oh Lord, why you want? Cold blooded.
That's like junior. That's junior high, man.
Yeah, you are.
Junior
But
high,
I don't want to laugh and I don't want to be
Turn your back
embarrassed.
and leave
No,
us
man,
now,
you
man.
can't- you can't
Anything
do
be
that,
going
man.
on.
Well, see, that's
That's
luckily
not nice.
I haven't been put in that position. Well, except my ex-wife, she was rhythmless, but we didn't go dancing, so I didn't have to suffer in public on that.
Yeah.
But
Hey.
My woman ain't rhythmless.
But a lot-
Just
but-
that she
but a
plays
lot of
on
people don't-
weird
a lot of
beat that
people
I can't
just-
figure out why she hears the beat.
I said, what are you hearing?
What you hear?
Are we listening to the same song?
You know, the song going one way and she's just like,
Yeah.
stay like that.
And that be the thing, being at church, like a black church, and then there be some white people there, or even black people. Let me not let my black
yeah,
folks off
I
the
know
hook.
some black
Everybody,
people.
everybody don't
that
have.
are-
Yeah, let
Everybody
me
black don't have.
not
rhythm,
let them
just
off the
like-
hook.
I don't know how.
Just like
what
everybody
beat
white.
Did they hear, man? It ain't
It's
on
not.
the three, man. It's
What?
It ain't even on the two.
I mean,
I'm
if you count
convinced.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No.
What beat do you think?
See, but that's the thing.
falling
We
closest to?
assume that people count. My assumption is that when they are going off beat and they are just feeling themselves, it's because they have joy of music. They don't
Right.
hear
Right.
this.
The rhythm.
They just
don't hear
feel
the
happy and they want to.
Yeah,
That's my assumption. Like
For what?
Don't do that club, man. Don't do that club.
Or this one, and I don't gotta name no names, but we would sit at church and be like, I mean, we counted out. That was on beat, but boy, looked like he was focused.
I know what you're talking about. I was just thinking about that.
And the difference, that was her, but her father, who was also Wahite, he had that, he was on beat, but he had that, but it was on beat, and I was like, both y'all are on beat, but you both look funny in different ways.
You know exactly right.
You know.
I don't know why the country music got in my mind that much and stuff.
I know why I got it in mind. Like I said,
I'm
it wasn't nothing
just like
else on the
Dudley
radio.
said, we're trying to figure out, what kind of chemicals they blasting at everybody. When you put it all together in one pill, what is it really trying to do to us?
Well,
so we can defend it. Because our mind is stronger than that, and it's always been that way.
But you know what you know about contrails? When a jet goes over.
You're doing the contrail.
Okay, now there's a conspiracy theory that a lot of that is chemtrails.
Okay.
So like
So
they
you
let
think
the
there's
chemical
friends
out.
with it.
And the thing is, it's like if you watch a jet, it's gonna go and it'll leave that little contrail, where condensation. And then it goes away after the plane is so far away.
And
But
they
with
just
chemtrails,
exhaust.
they go across and they may make a pattern or whatever, and it stays there.
They
It
make a
doesn't
grid. Yeah,
go.
they do a grid.
And you have a clear sky, no clouds, and then you just have
The lines.
this trail. And some people think that that's how they're trying to control the weather or trying to make us stuff on
why
us.
they want a jet
But
to go
people-
that damn fast. They
but
already got
people-
this thing doing
Hey, people there. That's a
the stealth,
another
the stealth one they got.
conspiracy
Not the
theory.
one we got to see in Seattle.
What?
The other stealth that was in the movie with Jamie Foxx in there. That movie Stealth.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I remember that movie.
That is the United States 6th generation jet fighter
Well,
now.
you know.
So why would they need that if they could just go ahead and do a chemical warfare with these people?
Because chemical warfare is bad. Ask any
Yeah,
of them.
well, there's going to be collateral
But they-
damage in
but they
anything,
use it
any kind
anyway.
of war you have with any other country. There's going to be collateral damage.
Yeah,
And,
but,
what they're saying, it's not so much of keeping it at a minimum and letting it go on for years and years and years and years. Let it happen just like a 10-round fight or whatever, and survivors survive, and
Those who don't.
Yeah.
it's pretty cut and dry with them how they're doing it, because I said technology should never got beyond us and over here. 'Cause
Technology-
people were slow. They were
Technology
slow. We
got
had to teach them to twist.
technology
You
got
imagine
beyond
teaching another
technology.
human being how to twist?
Technology got out of hand with the first atomic bomb.
Yeah,
We can't control it. We just barely know how to do
they
it.
say that's when the UFOs started popping up.
And then yeah.
They did.
And then all
Exactly.
of a sudden, now it's a threat. Or I can deliver a nuclear bomb or whatever. And it's like, between the countries of the world, they could destroy the world many times over with their stockpiles of nuclear weapons. And then it gets away from us.
Well, don't be
When
thinking
they
they
using
didn't
it for
destroy
power.
the planet already.
No, well,
they gotta learn how to ship that shit to the sun and keep
Hey,
on
hey.
going.
They already
Ship it
do.
to the sun.
They already do,
Oh, they
No,
should be
those-
cleaning it out.
they
that
put it-
that
those
should
that are
be
in
number
control.
one priority. Clean that out.
Those that are in control everything.
Hey,
It's only people
They ain't
like
cleaning
us.
the water and they ain't
Dude.
cleaning the dirt.
they
So
sent
where you
it
gonna hide?
they sent it to Eastern Washington.
You might as well just turn the vapor and float up in the air. Shit.
We already there.
No,
They-
I ain't there.
They
Yeah.
used to-
No,
they
you-
said-
you-
I ain't
you
there.
don't think you ain't vapor? You don't think you ain't vapor?
No, I ain't no vapor.
How long
man.
you been drinking that?
No, I'm a solid, man. I'm a solid.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
You hear what I'm saying?
Okay.
You gotta make what you got work, man.
As long
Regardless.
as you ain't a
man.
gas, it's cool.
Yeah, you know,
You know, sometimes
I don't
I
even
feel
believe
like
it's a
gas.
solid. Although
Yeah,
I
you-
did have that
We
experience.
don't need that.
You know, man.
When you be farting all the time,
Sometimes,
you be gassing, Jack.
Stop trying to ignore you.
I think after a while you just be
You
a
know where you're
steady
going.
stream of fart.
Energy. It's energy. You just become energy.
Exhaust. It's exhaust.
Just become energy. Einstein said it.
Yeah, what he said.
If you go
It's
fast
exhaust.
enough, if you go fast enough, you turn into pure energy.
God damn, man.
That's a theory of
Well, you know,
relativity.
I meant to
Yeah.
tell y'all, Clifford, that I definitely meant to tell y'all that when my dad passed, I was working at what was it, Bronx Villa, right off of Empire there, right across from where the old, what was the club?
Oh, you mean Kingway?
Well, I don't know what it's called now.
That's what they call it now.
Kingway.
It was Empire Way back when you
Yeah, I know. Oh, you talking about Kingway, the road, but I'm talking about
For the business.
the business that was there was Bronx Villa.
It was
a
yeah,
restorative care.
it's still there.
It's still, okay.
Across from the
I
Cotton
was
Club
working
on
there
Dearborn.
right when Dad passed. I was working there when Dad passed, and so naturally I called in, took a couple of days off to try to process it, and then I went to work. And you know, I had a patient there, and I think it is dementia when they're just like outdazed and you can't communicate hardly with them and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I had hers for about 3 months. You know, I go in there, clean her room, make sure her bed is made right, make sure all her, her area is clean. I was housekeeping for her, and along with, well, who knows how many other patients, man. Every time you go in the room with her, she's in this window, and she's, they got her seated in her wheelchair or whatever, and she's staring out the window every day, 3 months straight, man. I goes in there 2 days after my dad died. I walked in the room, and she turned and looked back at me, and turned back and faced the window, and she said, "Your dad said hurry and come on up." I quit the job.
That's pretty strange.
Yeah.
That was some paranormal shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you talking about turning to vapor and all that, and that's what I was.
Well, no, you turned into dust. Ashes,
Listen,
ashes, dust to dust.
You don't tell me shit my dad said if he didn't say it while he was live.
There. Right.
Okay.
It's like, well, why is he talking to you? Just,
That's fine. I was stuck there.
And then,
I was stuck there.
because she never met him.
No.
So,
And she hadn't said hello, Nat, or
Well,
whatever to me,
yeah.
except for 3 months.
that's
straight.
that paranormal shit, man.
I don't
Well,
know
you
what
know,
it was. It made me
I
quit the job
got
that day.
I got one like that. Like
Oh,
my mom had passed, right?
Uh-huh.
And we were sitting up in the choir stand, and I'm not exactly sure who. We're up in the choir stand at the church. The body is there, right?
Uh-huh.
And we're sitting there, and this figure comes up out in the vestibule, walks up to the door, and then just disappears. And I went, damn, that looked like Mom.
See, you might have got to see. I
But
kept my eyes closed.
Well,
But the
you
thing
know,
my older
is,
sister died, I kept my eyes
here's
closed,
the
man.
kicker.
Everybody ran out the room.
Here's the kicker. The person next to me turned to me and said, "Did you see that?"
see,
Yeah, that's
that
Some things
paranoia.
seem obvious, but if a woman come through dementia to tell me something my daddy told me,
I say
I said, "What's out in dementia?"
that's some paranormal crap. Don't mess with it. Just like people are, what would make you want to chase ghosts?
I'm sure trying to
Why you
figure
wanna
the
go,
symptom of
like,
this meth
they got-
on
they
these
got,
kids
like-
and shit.
like,
That's crazy.
The hotel that The Shining was filmed at, was really haunted, you know, allegedly. And so people say, yeah, well, in this room, blah, 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 and I saw these things walking down the hall and disappeared. Well, why you go back? Why? I mean, you
With
know,
a camera.
If it's
With a camera.
if it's haunted, first of all, I'm gonna be leery about going to it in the first place. But then, you know, that's a big
First
deal.
one
It's
saw
like,
a match
oh,
on it.
they got TV shows, the most haunted places in, you know, America and whatever, you know. And then the Ghost Brothers, I don't understand them bloods at all.
I passed right by them.
You know, I was like,
I'm not too-
But
I'm
see,
not-
but
I'm not
you
into
know,
ghosts and shit
you know,
like that, but
back
I,
in
I done heard a lot of people tell me that on their deathbed, you know, they see people and they choose to go with one or not to go with the other one. Yeah, I
No,
think
well,
that was
you
in
have-
the movie Great.
well,
but
check,
you
well,
have so
check it
many,
out.
you have so
in the
many
day,
stories that are
Back in the day, I remember walking home from grade school. I only went to fourth grade in North Carolina, but there were houses, like in a block, maybe 10 houses in a block, and maybe 3 or 4 of them were like all wrecked up, all jacked up, right?
Right.
Those were haunted.
Mhm.
We did not mess with that stuff. We stepped right past those are haunted. We ain't going in there. I mean, and that was
You
a
gave me a chill
normal
when you said
thing.
that, man. 'Cause
That was a normal thing.
Cause I was
You
just
don't
saying
mess
with white
with
boy,
haunted shit.
and white boy would just take you into a place like that. You know,
not me.
Yeah.
you know, I got to step my foot in the door. I can't show I'm scared. And
No.
I just I did that.
I'll watch from a safe distance.
You know?
Said it's a haunted house. It got windows. Y'all go ahead. I'm gonna watch.
And I got
from right
to
here.
That's what happened.
I got to see why they think it's haunted. I said,
You-
well, go on
you
in there. He said,
remember-
look,
you
man,
remember
I'm
the
going to run through there in the
seance.
back and come out the back door. So I can go watch him run. Then I wait for him to come around the front.
If it's haunted, you can just, you know.
No.
But
You know,
I will admit, I have no idea why I brought my sister one of those Ouija boards.
Ouija board?
What you do that for?
I have no idea why the hell I did
don't
that.
know
I
what
told
you
you
was
that.
thinking.
See, listen to the Sons
That's
of
that
Chapel, man.
paranormal shit.
You gotta listen to that album. It's a gold album, and it says right on the front of the cover, Sons of Chapel. And listen to that album, man, because somewhere in there you crossing the line with the spiritual part, man. And see, I don't believe in
Are
playing
they-
both
are they
sides of the
ghosts?
fence. Have I ever played both
Are
sides
they-
of
are
the
they
fence? I
go-
just go
are-
one
are-
way or I go the other
are
way.
they-
Go one way or go the other way. You get
Are they
play
referring to
rat in
ghosts?
here, you know.
Are they referring to ghosts on that album?
Well,
It sounds paranormal to me. That's how.
that's supposed to be more
This
Christian.
Christian.
Yeah, it's more of a Christian.
Christians see ghosts too.
You know, well, shoot, they're
They,
throwing
they,
them to the
they see
lions. I
Satan.
know that.
What's up?
Yeah, they see ghosts.
They
and
see
all the
witches
time.
and all that stuff.
Sure.
Well,
And then see, especially on the East Coast, because they've been there longer. Like those houses, they got houses over there that are still standing that are hundreds of years old. You know, like
They got dead people in every room.
from the 1600s, and they
no. Could you
Now, how
imagine
many
living
people-
over there where they got that whole walkway under the city that look like part of the city and
Oh,
have
yeah,
no
yeah.
bones and
Oh yeah, the
skull.
over the catacombs.
The catacombs.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
The thing
living
about
on top
that is,
of that?
I would love to like explore those things. Except there's people that have explored and got lost and died down there. And I'm like,
I would love to.
They're still missing, man.
yeah, the thing is, like, the thing
Group.
is miles long. Like, people just
Yeah.
walk down there, like, bro. There's only a couple ways in and out. You get
Yeah.
lost down in miles
What
underground.
would even live like that? Think
Well,
of
that's
what
what
they
that's the
built
old
it.
world. See,
Yeah.
the whole thing is there's a whole bunch of shit underneath what we live on top of. We just been
Right.
stacking on top. So just like you think underground Seattle, there's shit underneath Seattle,
Been there.
the old Seattle.
They worked on it.
So that's all over the world.
I ain't even been down in that little tour.
I haven't either, and I want to. I still
I
haven't been
didn't. I
over
saw TV series of about something lurking down there.
Oh, that Night Stalker.
Not
Night
All right,
Stalker.
let's wrap it up.
that was
So yeah. Anyway,
that was
Did you say rap?
on that note,
Yeah, it's time to get up out of here. We done had a good time again. I don't know how we can not have a good time with such knowledgeable gentlemen and myself. And I would just like to close out with Mr. Telephone Man. Something wrong with my line. When I call my baby's number, all I get is click.
Bitch! No, bitch ain't answering. Okay.
Hey, thank you for wanting to tell everybody
no
goodbye
answer
too.
machine.
'Cause I hope I see you again, because every day we live is a day that we blessed, and that's all I care about. Keeping that blessing strong inside, keeping that faith. CB,
Okay.
I'm gonna miss you out again for another day or two.
Okay. Anyway, it is time for us to wrap, and like us, go to YouTube. YouTube, is that what that is?
Yeah, the YouTube,
The YouTube
and the
that-
Facebook, and the TikTok, and the Instagram.
Yes, all
of
that
them.
stuff. and like us and subscribe. Subscribe
You don't have to
to
listen to this channel now.
All right. So,
Yeah.
so we have half of the guys saying, please like, share, and subscribe, and the other half
Yes.
saying, if you don't like us, fuck you then.
Oh man.